Good morning, everybody on YouTube. Steve here, Raiken Profit, back live with another video. I know I didn't make any videos during the weekend. I was actually out of town and was just taking a little bit of time off and just hanging out with some friends and whatnot. But I'm back again with another live video, and I was just going through my comments. I like to go through my comments Monday morning and kind of figure out what you guys are looking to learn, questions you have. And there was a question that was asking essentially, Steve, how long do you sit on inventory before blowing it out, before you start reducing the price and whatnot? And I just want to talk about that really quickly and talk about some various factors that I consider when it comes to that. So what's up, Bobby Moons, Carl, David, good to see everybody. Well, let's dive right into it, and be sure, if you're coming in right now, guys, be sure to smash that like button down below, show some love, and let's talk a little bit about this, and I'll shout some of you folks out. I don't know what that is. I'll shout some of you folks out at the end of the video and start answering some questions as well. Thanks, Rad Seller, appreciate it. Getting some compliments on the shirt. So how long until I start to blow out my inventory? And what do I mean by that, first of all? Well, people want to know, how long are you willing to hold on to your inventory before you literally just reduce the price to the point where it gets out, where it sells, even if you're at a loss. And to be honest, 98% of the time, well, maybe not that high, but 90% of the time, I don't blow any of my items out. And you're probably wondering, what do you mean, Steve? You don't blow your items out? Like, there's got to be items that don't sell. Honestly, if you do your research properly and you study the sold listings, or if you're selling on Amazon, you're looking at Camel or Keepa, or you're paying attention to the rank, you're paying attention to the amount of reviews, you can make very smart buying decisions where you don't have to, quote unquote, blow the item out. When I think of blowing the item out, I think about maybe you have a target of selling an item for 30 bucks, maybe it's a Pendleton, and you're forced to blow it out for $8, right? If you buy the right items and at the right price, and I'm going to talk about some factors such as profit margins, market size, past experience with the items, considering your sales and liability, you don't typically have to blow items out, right? Usually when people are blowing items out, it's because they purchased something that maybe they didn't research enough in terms of market size or buyer demand, or maybe their profit margins just weren't there. So if you make a mistake, let's talk about that. If you make a mistake, you're gonna have to analyze your overall business model. How much money do you have on hand? How are your sales? But for example, like if I'm selling clothing and I have to blow something out, maybe I make a mistake, maybe there's a stain on the suit, or there's an issue with the item. Usually after like a month or two, I start to lower the price. Maybe I'm running sales, or I lower the price by 10 or 15%. Then around 3 or 4 months, just depending on what the item is, I lower the price even more. Now, if it's like a mistake, like I said, like where I buy something and it's flawed and there's an issue with it, I don't want it in my inventory, maybe after a couple weeks, I might reduce the price by 50%, because I don't want that junk in the trunk. I don't want that stuff in my inventory. So it really depends. Let's go through some of the things right now. Profit margins, number one. If you've got a ton of profit margins, like for example, say you have, an item that you picked up for $1 and you were trying to get maybe 80 bucks for it, but it's just not selling at 70, you lower the price after a couple months, you drop it to 60, it's not selling. You could consistently drop that down to 30 bucks, 40 bucks, like 50%, 60%, 70% off, because you have the margins there. Now, if you paid $20, $30, you might want to be a little slower with dropping the price, because you want to get your money back. You want to recoup your money. So profit margins are important to consider when determining if you should blow an item out and how long you should sit on the item for. If you made a mistake and you're in it for a lot of money, you might want to blow it out quicker just to get your money back, accept the mistake, and invest in something else. So that's another thing to consider as well. What's the market size and buyer demand? If there's a ton of these items selling and there's a huge buyer demand for it, maybe there's strong brand recognition like Sony, or even some of the brands like American Eagle, Aeropostale, they're not like super popular, but a ton of people like enjoy them and wear them. Your problem might not be the price, it might be your keywords, it might be your feedback, it might be your description, maybe you don't have measurements included. So sometimes you have to look past the price and start to analyze the different things that are inside of your listing, like pictures or keywords, a description, or maybe you're missing something in the item specifics, or possibly you've got something contradicting itself. Maybe the title is saying a certain size and then the item specifics is saying a different size. So maybe people are ignoring your listing because of that. Past experience, you know, if you've sold this item 50, 60 times in the past, or maybe even a couple times in the past, and you know it's taken 6 months to sell, it's taken 9 months to sell, that might be a quote unquote long tail item, which means it might take a good amount of time to sell. So you don't want to blow that out because there's not a huge market for it, and you've got experience in the past of that selling, but an extended period of time. So that's another thing to analyze as well. Here's another thing to take into consideration. Sometimes I'll reduce the prices or run a crazy sale or just drop the prices on specific items to generate revenue because my sales are really slow. So if your sales are slow and you want to build up momentum, not only, you know, physically like bringing in more dollars, but on a confidence level, you need a confidence boost. You need some sales to come in. Maybe that's just you. When the sales come in, you start listing, you start working more. You can blow an item out as well. You can, you know, I've seen several eBay stores, I usually don't go this high, but blow it out at 50, 60, 70%. And it might be that psychological part, but it might just be they need to generate sales. Maybe there's a cash flow issue going on in the business. You know, you've got to consistently buy and list. So if you don't have enough cash flow to consistently continue to invest in new products, that might be a time that you might want to blow your items out as well. Another thing to consider is liability, right? You know, I'm actually blowing out a lot of my CDs right now on Amazon because I just got notice that they want 3 invoices from the manufacturer in order to continue selling CDs, or else I'm gonna get gated off. So if I don't drop the price like crazy, the CDs are gonna sit in my inventory. Now, I don't have a ton of CDs anymore. I've been getting rid of them, dropping the price, selling them, but I probably have 40 or 50 CDs in there that have to sell within the next couple of weeks. So I've been dropping the price like crazy just because of that liability right there. So that might be an example that you want to blow an item out as well. So you've got to consider a lot of things. How long should you sit in your inventory? What's your business model, right? How's cash flow? How are your sales? How's the profit margins on that particular item? What's the market size? What's the buyer demand? What's your past experience selling that item? Is it a long tail item? Do you have issues with your pricing that you might think the pricing is the issue? Or is it your item specifics, or your title, or your listing, or your description, or you lacking a specific piece of information that they might need, like measurements? How are your sales? Are they slow? Do you need to generate revenue? Do you need a confidence boost? And is there any liability issues there, like being gated off or restricted and you have a certain time period that you have to get it out? So I know that's pretty much an answer that doesn't really specify maybe your specific question, the person that had asked it in the comments, but that's the only way to analyze it. It's going to be different for every single person. And, you know, you've got to go through these things and ask yourself these questions. So smash the like button, guys, if you are enjoying this video. We got 105 people watching live right now. If you guys have any questions, ask away. And yeah, I'm going to answer your questions and shout some people out right now. Just got done with a workout. What's up, Cody? Good to see ya. When watching Raiken live, but you're at work and people want you to actually work. What keywords do you use for polos and button-ups? Really, the best way to do it, instead of me telling you certain keywords, because it's going to be different for every item, is search the sold listings for your item. Try to find similar ones that have sold, and find the ones that have sold for the most money that are similar to yours. And essentially what you're going to want to do is sell like as, or copy their listing and take some of their keywords. So find 5 or 10 of the top selling listings that are similar to your item and pluck out their keywords. Now, sometimes you might pluck out keywords that aren't 100% accurate, but that's the best way to go about it. Just see what the market is providing and take it. Sharon, congratulations, sent in her first private label product. Bobby was asking, how was the gym today? Really, really well. I'm down 27 pounds. So weighed in today at 184.5. So went away for the weekend, had some ice cream, got in a workout, went to the beach, had some fun, came back 2 pounds lighter. Yes, it was a good weekend. Claire and Clutter, what's going on? Advice for a newbie on eBay: I just posted 10 items, limit due to being new, price items fairly, but no sales yet. Just keep listing. Make sure that before you buy your items that you do a good amount of research on your items. Make sure that there's enough profit margins there. Make sure that there's buyer demand. What I mean by that is when you're buying these items to resell, make sure that there's multiple ones that are selling, similar ones. And again, make sure there's really good margins there. You don't want to be buying things and flipping them for $1, $2 profit, because when you're new, there's just a plethora of mistakes that you're going to make. And you want to have margins there. Take really good pictures, fill out the item specifics as thoroughly as you possibly can, and just keep listing. You know, the sales are going to be slow at first. You're going to get hit with the eBay seller limits, but it's just going to take some time. There's going to be a couple months of just grinding it out and not making much money. But once you get over that hump, you know, just make it happen. What tools do you use for researching? For eBay, I just use the sold listings. For Amazon, I use Camel. I use Keepa, and then I obviously analyze the actual listing. Sales rank and reviews are the most important thing that I look for. Hey, Michelle's World, good to see you. Just waiting to see some more comments that come in. Any questions you guys have? How do you get rid of books that are just sitting at your house like novels and are not selling on eBay? Well, that's your biggest mistake right there. You don't want to put your books on eBay. You want to get your books on Amazon FBA. You want to make sure to download the Amazon seller app. Somebody says burn them. You might as well burn them if you're going to list them on eBay. No, all jokes aside, Amazon FBA is the best place. that was a funny comment. Amazon FBA is the best place to put your books. Just make sure if you're going to send in books, there's enough margin there. Make sure the rank is good. Make sure there's a good amount of reviews and whatnot. I know that's kind of a broad, vague answer, but I wouldn't list your books on eBay. That's problem number one. How's your Shopify store going? It's going well. It's a cool business model. I definitely want to talk more about it in the future, but right now it's just, I've got so many things going on. I'm just sticking to talking about eBay, Amazon, motivation, different things like that. But in the future, we'll definitely talk more about that business. Oh, I forgot to mention, you guys, Merch by Amazon. We got tiered up to 100. So now we have 75 new shirt designs that we need to upload. So that should be exciting. This month, I think we're on pace to do like $125 on Merch by Amazon. So it's nothing huge, but it's a seed. You know, a little seed that I planted, and hopefully it'll grow. So that's interesting with that Mont Blanc pen that Clarence Clutter's asking about. I sold a pen for like over 200 bucks. The guy returned it and it never got back to me. It's been like over like 35 days. He shipped it back to me from like a different country and I still haven't got it. And now eBay just refunded him the money. So I need to figure out where that pen is and see if I'm gonna get my money back, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet today. It just happened over the weekend, so I'll be diving into that project to see what happens with that. So anyways, guys, I got to roll 10:30 right now. I got a lot of stuff to do today, but just want to come to you guys with a quick video. If you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor, guys. Smash that like button down below. If you're looking for more answers to your questions, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. There's a search function. Whatever you're looking for, I probably have a video that I've created about it, so check that out. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll do my best to make another video about it. But anyways, peace out, everybody. Bye.